In this video, I'm going to connect my iPad to the large display here, and I will try to run apps like Netflix. Will this new version of iPadOS really able to utilize even larger display than monitor? And then of course there is a bump in resolution as well, so from Retina display to 4K display. And here you can see I already have got this HDMI connector, and let me put this HDMI connector here. And as soon as I will do it, here you will see that it shows external display and stage manager on. And now seems like I need to change some of setting. So let me go here in input and choose HDMI as input. And there we go. So iPad is connected to the TV, and look how minimalistic and display look like. And the reason why we have chosen it through HDMI, first of all, is the quality, and second, whenever we connect our iPad wirelessly to the TV, the problem is that, let me actually show you, it won't be full screen, so it will be like this, and that maybe most of us won't like. So let me again disconnect and connect back to HDMI, and there we go. So now let me try some of app. For example, this Netflix, and I'm very excited to see how it performs. Okay, so in terms of peripheral, here I have connected this Bluetooth keyboard and Bluetooth mouse to this iPad, and the first thing I am noticing here in my TV is there is a significant amount of lag in this pointer. I hope they would have also fixed this, because when we compare it with macOS have got very smooth cursor even when connected to the TV. And I do have a Mac which is powered by M2 chip, and this iPad is M4. I mean, really, in terms of software capability, still I think in certain scenario iPad is not competent enough. Okay, so in order to see whether it is only with my Bluetooth mouse, what I did is I connected now this wired mouse. Okay, so wired mouse maybe fix this, but seems like still the situation remains same. Here you can see how this mouse cursor is behaving, but still I would say better than the previous generation. And now let's open the Netflix here. So there was some question regarding how Netflix will perform or open in a bigger, larger display. So here it is. You will still see the corners from the both side, and I think they did it intentionally. And even let's say I try to play the video, it won't go full screen. And let me actually try to stretch it. It will again go back. And I am using 4K plan, so it is not limitation from plan side. It is more of, I guess, the Netflix intentionally do not want iPad to go full screen. Maybe I don't know really why they did it. This is what it is. Now let me also go in setting if there is any such. And seems like there is no such setting. There's a very basic settings as we can expect from an app. But when we talk about other app, they can really go full screen like this. Maybe in future they will make some changes. If they make, then for sure I'm gonna cover in our upcoming video. So make sure you subscribe to iPad Essential as we keep on bringing content related to iPad and iPad productivity. Now there are so many other things that came up with this iPadOS 26 that you can take advantage of. For example, the tiling option. So you really can utilize the larger screen, and you can even put 4 apps at once, or in this case maybe placing 2 apps makes more sense. And let's also have a look at YouTube if it really can go full screen. And yes, in case of YouTube it can go full screen. And let me run my own video. And yes, in case of YouTube it really can go full screen. And let me play this external display test video of mine. And yeah, YouTube, it can run full screen. And let me also see if I am really watching this video at 4K resolution. For that, let's go here on the top, and in auto there is a setting selected 144p, and from here I can really go 4K. Alright, so that's the possibility there, which is really nice. And then on the top here we can see the menu option is also there, which is really awesome, I would say. So menu option, tiling really make the overall iPad experience much better than before. The thing where Apple still need to work on is improving the cursor performance and providing us more options to customize the external display. capability to go with the panel refresh rate, because this panel can do like 100 Hz, but I can see here, if you notice, the iPad is doing with my TV only 30 Hz. So maybe that could be another reason why I am feeling my cursor to go very slow. And I do not think so from iPad hardware side there is any limitation, because this is M4 chip, and even M2 chip inside MacBook can power 4K display with full refresh rate with ease. So this was my quick impression on when we connect our iPad to even larger display like TV. And for sure, by implementing tiling features and menu, improved overall experience of iPad by making it a true multitasking device. And as this is our first developer beta, so there are much more interesting things to come. So that's wrap up this video. Make sure you subscribe to iPad Essential for more such content related to iPad and iPad productivity. And I will catch you soon with one such another video. Till then, you take care and bye-bye.